You are watching Khaos Crypto News, the crypto news that you need to know.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Khaos Crypto News. Today we've got some crazy breaking news that we're going to cover, but first I want to remind you all, like the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you share this for people who you think want to hear it. We got some breaking news today. We're going to jump right in. So we got one of the biggest hacks I've ever heard of in my life. We have a 1 quadrillion YUSDT hack minted in Yearn Finance exploit. Blockchain security firm PeckShield recently detected an exploit on the lending platform Yearn Finance that resulted in an irregular minting of over 1 quadrillion Yearn Tether using just $10,000. The hacker proceeded to swap the YUSDT to other cryptos, including 11.6 million worth of stablecoins. The stablecoins include 1.79 million BUSD, 1.5 million TUSD, 1.2 million Tether, over 2.5 million USDC, 3 million in DAI, and 61,000 Pax dollars. 1,000 ETH was transferred to Tornado Cash as well. Yearn Finance made a statement after initial checks and stated that the hack was limited to an outdated smart contract for the V1 and V2 called iEarn. According to Yearn Finance, the current Yearn Finance contracts and protocols were not affected by the exploit. Aave, which was also flagged by PeckShield, confirmed that they were aware of the exploit and none of their versions were affected by the hack. Moving on, we got some local news for my neck of the woods. Chainalysis and Calgary Police launch Cryptocurrency Investigation Center. A joint task force featuring investigators from the Calgary Police Department and analysis from blockchain data firm Chainalysis, dubbed the Western Canada Cryptocurrency Investigation Center, was officially launched on April 12th. This demonstration of public-private partnership to solve novel issues in financial services is a model that the rest of the world can learn from. The new center will expand on current efforts to address expanding cryptocurrency-related crime in Western Canada. When we look at Canadian engagement with crypto ATMs, decentralized exchanges, and centralized exchanges, we see that Canada has experienced a nearly 213% increase since 2019 as of January 2023, with a peak level of adoption around 865% greater than March 2019 in May of 2021, driven largely by interest in DeFi. They could have made that a little more clear the way they wrote it, but I think y'all are with me here. This rapid growth, however, has been accompanied by an increase in crime. Chainalysis reports that more than 41 million in funds were lost to cryptocurrency scams in Canada in 2022 alone. It also notes that for every 1,000 Canadians, there was at least 1,144 Canadian in total exposure to illicit crypto activity in the same period. The Calgary Police Department plans to implement around-the-clock case support. The next steps, according to Chainalysis, involve expanding the program to serve more law enforcement agencies in Western Canada. The company intends to eventually scale the concept globally. Now, they should be focusing on other more pressing issues like the crazy amount of crime that we have going on, the violence, just absolutely like way more important stuff that's happening. There's brazen daylight robberies happening. It's just absolutely crazy, but they want to focus on this instead. Now, the other side of this coin is 41 million Canadian has been taken from people. I guess a fool is easily parted with their money. It's ridiculous to me that these people are falling for this kind of stuff. Now, I get some of these scams are a little more sophisticated, but generally people should be a little bit more aware. Again, I'm not trying to blame the victim here, but scamming's wrong, of course. Anyway, we're going to move on. So we got some more Canada news here for you. Paxos is set to withdraw from Canada amid regulatory uncertainty. The company released a statement informing customers that they will no longer be able to transact from their Paxos accounts starting from June 2nd, except for withdrawing their funds. The move comes as Paxos continues to assess its readiness to re-enter the Canadian market in cooperation with the Ontario Securities Commission at a future date. Customers' funds would remain safely in their accounts and will be reflected on their account balance, protected by Paxos terms and conditions. However, the company has urged customers to withdraw all balances from their account at the earliest convenience. And now, as I'm sure you all know, Ethereum has started to unlock from its staking period. So Ethereum's actually broken the $2,000 mark as the Shanghai upgrade completes, which is leading the whole crypto market. Ethereum stakers woke up for the first time in a long time this morning with the ability to sell their ETH. The Shanghai upgrade has been completed, meaning that all staked Ether, some of which has been staked since 2020 when ETH was below $400, is now available for sale. The upgrade completed at 22:42 UTC time on Thursday. ETH has provided an emphatic answer, not only resisting downward pressure, but leading the crypto market up 4.6% since the upgrade. Nothing spectacular, but on what amounts to a pretty flat day for the market across the board, a 4.6% jump since the upgrade is sure interesting. Of course, not all Ether was completely locked up. Liquid staking derivatives were widely available, allowing stakers to receive tokens in return for their staked ETH, which could then be traded as proxies, providing them liquidity, which with the promise that the derivative tokens could be redeemed 1-to-1 once the upgrades went live. Now, this is interesting news here for artists and creators in the Web3 space. Aptos is giving $20 million to artists willing to create on its blockchain. Looks like I lost my highlighting again here, but they want to set themselves apart as they turn the company towards a grant program, which will award $20 million to support artists and creatives of all mediums who want to use the blockchain to realize their vision. The grants come from the Aptos Foundation, their latest effort aimed at increasing the number of people and projects engaging with and building on Aptos chain. Aptos has been doubling down on investments and partnerships to achieve the expansion of a brand which aspires to serve billions of people. For the $20 million artist grant program, those who wish to apply can do so on the Aptos Foundation website. If successful, Aptos said it will provide both funding and access to the infrastructure needed to make the most of the company's ecosystem. Moving on, this is hilarious if you ask me. FTT surges 100% as FTX considers reopening. Maybe it's just me, but with everything that happened, that's not something I would be interested in putting my money in. I mean, I see people are out here making money doing it, but I have a real hard time jumping into something that's just gone through all this drama. FTX lead's attorney said that their restarting the exchange would require significant capital, and there was an internal debate about whether this money should come from FTX state capital or through third-party capital. The legal team behind the debtors of the bankrupt crypto exchange FTX recently suggested that the exchange could consider a reopening by mid-2023, which has a positive impact on the FTX price or FTT price. The lawyer further adds that ever since FTX announced bankruptcy, the crypto firm has recovered nearly $7.3 billion in liquid assets. As per the legal team, crypto exchange FTX might reconsider the option to restart its exchange operations by the second quarter of 2024. During the recent discussion, the FTX legal team also considered an option to allow FTX creditors to convert a portion of their holdings to a stake in a reopened exchange. However, yesterday's news of reopening was enough to drive the price of FTT higher. Just as lawyers announced a potential reboot plan, the price of FTT surged from $1.32 to $2.80, surging by more than 112% in a short time period. As of the press time, the FTX token FTT is trading at $2.53 with a market cap of over $830 million. Now this one for the old heads, for the old school folks. LimeWire will pay you crypto for downloading pirated music. LimeWire, the once popular file sharing app, now rebooted as an NFT marketplace, wants to recreate the early 2000s when pirated music was at its most popular, but with a crypto twist. The platform, resurrected by Austria-based entrepreneurs in mid-2022, has launched a simulation game that allows players to download nostalgic music considered popular 2 decades ago. The LimeWire's game mimics its former life as a Windows XP program, complete with rolling greens aesthetic. In order to participate, players will be required to enter their email addresses, which will be used to track scores and send information on potential prize collections after the game. Players can search for music and films from the 2000s and will be allowed to download as many as they can in order to collect points. But download a file with a virus in it and the game will end. The game will only be available until May 15th, and the top 1,000 players scoring the highest will be rewarded with LimeWire's upcoming ERC20 token, LWMR, which can eventually be used to purchase NFTs. I'm wondering if LWMR was a typo and it's supposed to be LMWR. Examples of suspicious downloads include file types that end in exe, overly large files, or corrupt file names. In its heyday, LimeWire was well liked for helping users download music and movies free of cost, but ultimately it was synonymous with computer viruses. Remember, the download doesn't actually fetch a player the real file, it's just a game, but definitely something worth checking out if that interests you. Moving on here, Twitter expands cash tags to better inform crypto traders. Twitter is working with trading firm eToro to allow users to view more real-time information for financial assets directly in the app, including crypto. Until now, Twitter users could use cash tag symbols to see live price charts for only limited assets. The microblogging site is now rolling out an upgraded cash tag feature, expanding the live price charts to include additional stocks, cryptos, commodities, and exchange-traded funds. Users will also be linked to eToro's platform directly from Twitter. Using the feature is pretty simple. In Twitter search tab, simply enter a $sign ahead of a ticker symbol you wish to check. The platform will then display price information on a chart generated from TradingView, and you'll be able to see a View on eToro button. Tel Aviv headquartered eToro said that there are an average of 4.7 million cash tag searches a day, with activity rising around the time of earnings announcements by big name companies. For instance, when Apple released its fourth quarter earnings, searches hit 8 million. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about some more AI stuff coming out. This is almost a daily occurrence. This industry is moving so fast. Perplexity AI, the chatbot, stepping up to challenge ChatGPT. In the digital cafeteria where AI chatbots mingle, Perplexity AI is the scrawny new kid ready to stand up to ChatGPT, which has so far run roughshod over the AI landscape. I've never heard that word before. With impressive lineage, a wide array of features, and a dedicated mobile app, this newcomer hopes to make the competition eat its dust. Perplexity has a significant runway, raising $26 million in Series A funding in March, but it's unclear what the business model will be. Although for now, however, making their offering free compared to ChatGPT's 4 subscription model could be a significant advantage. Perplexity AI was launched in August 2022 by a team of heavy hitters from OpenAI, Meta, Quora, and Databricks, and the team has its sights set on dethroning ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT, Perplexity AI is a chatbot that uses machine learning and natural language processing to respond to user questions. Much like GPT, Perplexity AI serves up detailed answers to various questions. However, its dedicated mobile app sets it apart, which requires no account sign-up and offers seamless on-the-go access. Here's just an example of what it's capable of. So the writer of this article says, I test drove Perplexity, comparing it against OpenAI's GPT-4 to find the top universities teaching artificial intelligence. GPT-4 responded with a list of 10 universities that could claim to be among the top universities for AI education, including universities outside the US. Perplexity, by comparison, came back with a shorter list, 5 to GPT's 10, but when GPT-4 gave more answers, Perplexity AI included links with its response, including US news and world reports, tech website CIO, and college planning websites, great value colleges, and computer science degree hub. So there's substantially more information coming out of Perplexity. Adding to Perplexity's AI edge in the fight is its search results are more up to date, boasting information as recent as December 2022 compared to GPT's 2021 knowledge cutoff. Now, our last story for today is also going to be a GPT-like style story, but this one is something I suggest every single one of you check out if you're willing to take on a little bit of learning. ChatGPT, like personal AI, can now be run locally. Musk warns singularity is near. A hacking collective has unveiled a ChatGPT-like personal artificial intelligence that can be installed and ran on a home computer even without an internet connection. The founder of the technology blog Multiplex wrote a detailed guide on how to install the personal AI GPT-4all on April 11th, calling it a first PC moment for personal AI. GPT-4all, which was built by programmers from AI development from Nomic AI, was reportedly developed in 4 days at a cost of just $1,300 and requires only 4 gigabytes of space on your home machine. So this is essentially going to be like a personal AI that you can train to do things for yourself and train to kind of build new neurons based on how you think. Now, talking to Musk's singularity here, the singularity refers to a hypothetical point in time where technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, possibly helped by a self-improving synthetic intelligence. While some view a technological singularity as a positive development, others believe it could be disastrous, leading to a dystopian future, similar to that depicted in the popular Terminator franchise. Rommel has a different perspective on AI, arguing in his guide that it is more appropriately called IA, or intelligence amplification, and in response to the push for a pause suggested that people should choose a side. So this is some interesting stuff. I did a little bit more reading into this based on this article right here, and it's something I'm definitely going to be trying to set up. So it's something I definitely suggest y'all check out. It's not too difficult. This is what your interface is going to look like. It's launched through code, but most of this stuff's pretty basic when you understand how to use GitHub. Shout out Dave John. ChatGPT and Co. are only updated to September 2021 with info. Yes, that is technically true. Although if you start asking it questions in a certain way, not even going as far as to use the Dan Do Anything Now protocol, you can get it to start spitting out recent information more so than November of 2021. But how accurate it is kind of a different story. All these programs have kind of been caught out fabricating information, or some are calling it hallucinating, when they start getting to a certain stage of thinking, if you want to call it that. But it's still really interesting stuff. And between this and the Chat GPT, Auto GPT that I'm going to be experimenting with, there's a whole lot going on. To touch on the Auto GPT, I did figure out a way to be able to launch the Auto GPT, except I didn't realize that you need an API for GPT, which costs money separately to actually run the Auto GPT. So I'm going to look into that. I haven't actually found a price for it yet. I don't think it's too expensive. It's based on per usage, but I'll definitely keep you all updated as I learn and expand with the Auto GPT as well. For now, I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Will you be number 400? We're at 399 right now. And share this video and information for anyone else that you think wants it. We got more episodes of Chaos Crypto News coming up. I am currently editing this week's In the Chaosverse with Patrick Riley. It's going to be a really exciting episode. It's almost an hour, and he drops some crazy information on us and some riddles. Thank you again for watching.